What's going on, guys? T2RX6 here, back for something different, probably a relatively quick review. I've kind of been bitten by the Ghostbusters bug as I've been working on a proton pack, so I decided I needed some movie Ghostbusters, and I looked online and I saw these guys. I'm like, yes, I like them, I'm gonna pick them up. Little did I know that they're all on sale on Five Below, so I ended up paying a little bit more than I would have got, or I would have paid if I had gone to Five Below. But regardless, I didn't know if my Five Below had it or anything. Actually, the day I purchased this, my friend Andrew Gort, he ended up messaging me like, hey, look what's in Five Below. I'm like, But anyway, I picked them up, not too much more than I would have got them at Five Below, so I'm not that unhappy. But let's break into them and take a look. So here we've got them all freed from their plastic prison. Let's start with what I think is probably my favorite part of the set. Each one of these Ghostbusters comes with a piece to make the no ghost symbol. Now, it's a little bit awkward. I kind of wish that the no ghost kind of rested better across the chest. Like, it kind of looks like he's trying to peek through a window or something, to be honest. So it works. It's fine from a distance. It looks fine. But I do wish that it sat a little bit more flush to kind of... Well, let's show you. Here's the logo, and it's just not quite sitting like that. Cool accessory though. I'm glad it's included, and it is one of my favorite things, and it's totally glow in the dark. And you know, I think it's pretty cool when you can get a glow in the dark ghost. So let's talk about the Ghostbusters themselves, and the Ghostbusters exemplify why I don't like the United States action figure. They are very minimalistically articulated, and I don't like it. I don't think it's good. So we'll start with Venkman. I think Venkman is probably the winner here. I believe all of them have exactly the same molding. It's kind of hard to tell because they're all in jumpsuits, but it appears like, yeah, they do. If you look at them, they all wrinkle in exactly the same places. So all they've done is tampoed on a different name on every single one of them, but the actual molding of the entire suit is different. Actually, with the exception of Venkman, who doesn't have his pants tucked in, everybody else does. So these three guys, outside their head sculpt and the tampos, are different. Venkman is the same from here up, but happens to get different legs, because he's less professional than the rest, I guess. All the same accessories on their hips. No other accessories outside of this and their proton packs. The proton packs are strapped on here. I suspect if you wanted to, you could take them off. It doesn't look like anything's really hindering you outside of their articulation. So yeah, the head sculpt on Venkman I think is pretty flawless. I kind of feel like they're like, holy smokes, Bill Murray is still around. He could sue us. In fairness, the only one that's not around is Harold Ramis, but you know, they really nailed it on Bill Murray. The proton pack from the back looks pretty great. Really all the details you need to be or have are there. A little clip missing, but I mean, no big deal. Now, the wand is made out of this flexible rubber. As a result, the way they're all in the box, they're all really badly warped. Probably some hot water and stuff will clear that right up, but it's not good. The fact that it comes out of the box just looking like a train wreck is not very great. They have a little plug here that you can hold this in. And now let's go over the articulation, because it's the same for every single one of them for the most part. The boots are a little bit different because since you have no pant legs in the way, they hinge the feet a little more. But outside of that, everything is the same. So, yeah, you saw the feet already. Again, on Peter, it's a little hindered there. The legs have a knee joint, then you have a thigh swivel, which it's kind of pointless. I don't really understand the purpose. You do have a side-to-side swivel, but I don't really know whose leg looks like that when they bring it out to the side. Yeah, so you can kind of get this, but I mean, it doesn't look right. It doesn't look good at all. So I don't know who decided that this hinge joint on the leg is a good idea. It goes forward and back, which is kind of a lie. It goes forward just fine, but due to the sculpting of the butt here, you get no back out of it. So if you want it to go back, you kind of have to hinge it up, and you can see it's actually stressing out the plastic trying to make it happen. And once again, totally natural human being pose right there. So you're pretty much limited to a very stoic pose. You can get just a little bit of an A stance on there before this starts looking ridiculous. I mean, come on guys, like G.I. Joe's did this better than these guys. And Matty Collector's just kind of, or Mattel I should say, is known for these really crappy articulations. Coming to the arms here, you have the the elbow pad, which hinders the elbow. So you get a pretty good inward, but you can't really get it fully straight. So you never get like kind of a resting look. There's not really enough articulation to do what you want. You do have a swivel at the elbow there, and a swivel at the wrist. And it's quite obviously intended for him to be holding his proton wand, or the neutrino wand I believe is what they actually call it, and put it right across like that. There is a waist articulation on this guy. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And the neck surprised me a little. You do have, it's kind of loose feeling. It kind of wobbles a lot, but as a result, I don't know if it's on a ball joint or what, but the neck works fairly well. No up and down really, but you at least you can kind of fake it just a little with the way however that's working. So that's the articulation. To get the wand in their hand, you kind of slide the loom through the hand, hold it like that, and this is a little bit scary because you have to kind of get it past his fingers that don't really want to concede to this, and you can see like just how having them hold it in their hand is enough to kind of start stressing out. Well, not stressing out is not really the correct word, but starting to bend the end of the wand there. You can see it's not straight, but that's really, I mean, having them on the shelf like this is really what's intended to be done with these guys. The stoic pose is just not it. So I don't think we really need to talk about articulation anymore. Let's actually just look at the rest of the figures. So here we have old Ernie Hudson, otherwise known as Winston Zedmore. He's looking pretty good. This one eye is looking a little bit funky, so it kind of looks like, you know, something's wrong with his eye. But overall, I'm going to say it's a pretty good looking Ernie Hudson here. No big complaints here. So next we'll take a quick look at Egon, and I think the big thing with Egon actually that messes this up for me is the glasses, because they're so thick looking. If you actually rotate them up, like, I feel like it's pretty good Harold Ramis, maybe a little too heroic looking, but the face looks a lot better. With the glasses on, it looks a little bit goofy, and based on how the glasses kind of peg in there, like, they're lopsided. So yeah, they're just like a flexible, translucent, semi-translucent plastic, and I don't know, I don't think they necessarily really work. And finally, we gotta come to what I think is the worst of these guys. From a side profile, like, that's Dan Aykroyd to me, but then it's like, oh, now it's Dan Aykroyd who looks like he got his head smushed by two hammers. And it's not like, the heads are not like rubbery, so it's not like I can fix that. Like, can you see like the way his head dents in on this side? Like, oh, poor Dan Aykroyd. Dan Aykroyd had some ghost-busting mishap here, and I think his skull got crushed in, but the rest of the team just feels really, really bad for him, so they still let him come out. Yeah, anytime I have him on display, I think he's going to be from the side, because by far, that's the angle that looks best. So yeah, that's a quick review of these guys at the $20 Five Below price point. I think that they're fine. Anything more than that, it starts getting sketchy. I think at $20 a piece, I believe, is what they were going for when they were at your local stores with the other Ghostbuster movie stuff, the new movie. 20 is way too much for these guys. They're just not good enough for a $20 toy. And ultimately, when I look at these guys, they make me really, really badly want some SH Figure Arts versions of these guys. Don't get me wrong, you get the bare minimum here. You get 4 guys who can hold their neutrino wands. But when it comes down to it, like, where's the goggle accessory for Ray? Where's a trap? Where's the PKE meter? Like, none of that stuff is in there. $5 at Five Below, you can't really complain. $20 at retail, that's a pretty big complaint if you ask me. And like honestly, what was it? Like the SH Figure Arts that released in Toys R Us were like 30. Like $10 more buys you way better articulation and a better looking overall figure. Please, Figure Arts, make these. Like, yeah, I would go all in on the Ghostbusters from SH Figure Arts if they were in the movie style. So this is T2RX6. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. I'll see you next time.